If for the last few months you have been dieting and training pretty consistently, then you should have seen some results by now. And not only that, let's talk about the new beginners. If you're a beginner to training and you have been training consistently in the last few months, you should have seen great results by now. But if you haven't seen the results that you want, then in this video I will go over the 3 reasons why. There might be more reasons, but these are the main ones. Let's start with the first one, and it is that you haven't either dieted or trained correctly. So here's the thing, getting in as good of a shape as you can get into is just about two things. It's about knowing what the right things are, and it's about doing them consistently. This mistake boils down to knowing what the right things are. It is about making mistakes in what matters. What matters in fitness are basically 3 things: your diet, your training regimen, and your sleep. In your diet, it can be things like not eating enough protein, not eating on the right calorie balance. In training, it can be not tracking progressive overload, not progressively getting stronger, not training intensely, or just having a really bad technique and getting injured. These mistakes, they might seem trivial at first, because some of them are, but some of them, like the progressive overload and training intensity, not making them is key. Not making them is extremely important, and you should make sure you avoid these mistakes. So think about it like climbing a mountain. You want to reach the top of that mountain. There is a certain amount of weight that is connected to your leg. Each mistake is just 10 pounds more, 20 pounds more, 30 pounds more of that weight that holds you back. Some mistakes weigh a lot. Some mistakes do not, let's say, a rep range. What I want you to do when it comes to this mistake is just find all of these really heavy weights that hold you back and to remove them. How do you do that? You educate yourself, you go and learn online how to get in shape, what are the important things. You can check out the free course in the description, right? You need to just find what mistakes that you might be making. What are the mistakes that make the biggest impact, negative impact on your journey, and make sure you avoid them. Now that we've gone over that thing, let's go over the biggest mistake you can make. That's the second thing. The second mistake men make that causes them to not see a lot of results in their journey is this. Let's talk about doing the right things, because doing the right things is the way to get results. But guess what? If you don't do the right things, the only thing that you don't get is results. The second mistake is just about consistency. It is about how much you actually do the right stuff. Let's pick two guys. The first one is he's extremely consistent in doing things decently. He trains in the gym 3 times per week. His training is not perfect, but he does the basics correctly. He eats a pretty decent diet, right? The second guy on the other side, he does everything as optimized as possible. He has the perfect diet, he has the perfect training regimen, he just does everything correctly. The problem is that he's just doing everything 60% of the times. So today he has that workout, he goes to it. Tomorrow he will not go to it just because his consistency is lacking. My question for you is, which one will see more results over the long run? Of course the one with the great consistency, because he's doing the basics correctly, and doing the basics correctly consistently is essentially the way to get most results. The second mistake is not going when you need to. Is each one of those times that you don't feel like going to that workout that you need to go to, it is listening to that feeling and not going to it, even though you need to, even though, right? The second mistake is just not being consistent, and not being consistent, practically speaking, is not going when you need to. The actionable step of this mistake is just next time that you have this workout and you need to go to it, is just realize that the only way to get a great consistency, which is in some way the key to get results, to realize, oh, if I go right now, I go and put my shoes, I go to the car, I turn it on, I drive to the gym. If I do those actions right now, that's how I build great consistency and get great results. Some people, I don't know if you necessarily, But they want to get jacked. They want to see great results, but they don't actually go to the gym. They will scroll on TikTok for hours and see great physiques and will get inspired to train, but they will not do the actual work. Doing the work is what matters, and that's what I need some people to realize. Maybe you. Now, the third reason why you are not seeing as much results as you want. And this one is pretty dark. So before everything else, let's give some optimism, because genetic engineering might be a thing in the next few years with AI and all of the new technologies. We might be able to change genetics and get better muscle building genetics. And that's the third thing you need to realize. Some people, their bodies are just not built to be extremely jacked. Their genetics are worse. And that's something that is just there. And you cannot ignore it. If your genetics are bad, if you're not making the first two mistakes, if you're doing the right things consistently, you're sleeping, you're dieting, you're training, and you know that you do the right things, and you've learned what the right things are, then the lack of results that you get might just be because of genetics. And that's the third thing. You need to actually come to terms with your genetics. Just accept your genetics, come to terms with them, see what you're good at, and not give up on getting jack, on building muscle, because everyone is capable of losing body fat, for example. Everyone can shed off fat and reveal the muscle mass itself, the definition. Everyone can build some muscle, which means that everyone can basically get pretty jacked. Of course, you cannot get insanely jacked if your genetics don't allow you to, but you can improve, you can get better, and that's the actionable step of this thing. Realize that going to the gym and training, the version of you that does those things is better than the version of you that does not. Regardless, you might be extremely gifted in running or other forms of training. You can go all in on them, and that's amazing. But generally, most people are not that bad in building muscle. Their genetics are not that bad, and training in the gym consistently is beneficial and good, and the version of them that does that is better than the other one, the one that does not. And that's what I needed to realize. Going to your workouts and just training and doing those things, if your genetics are bad, it's worth it for most cases. If your genetics are like extremely bad, you might need to go and run, bro. Get all in on running. But in general, living the healthy lifestyle is amazing for most people, and I would definitely not suggest that you quit just because your genetics are not that good. And that's basically it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe, and if you want to get a free course on how to get in shape, you can check out the link in the description. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.